like a tiger's. A brick and mortar wall was crumbling with age. Soon Abhay arrived at the Radhanath temple, established almost 500 years before by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, one of the Lord Chaitanya's chief followers. Here, residents of Vrindavan were coming and going according to their vows, following a strict schedule that allowed not a moment's delay, making their deity visit to various temples. Abhay entered and stood amidst a group of worshippers, weaving the deity of Krishna, Radha Ramana. The deity wearing a fresh garland of flowers, his enchanting black form adorned with bright skills and jewels, appeared very opulent. Knowing the priest of Radha Ramana to be respected, learned Sanskritists, some of whom also read English, Abhay had brought with him a few copies of Back to Godhead. He met Vishwambhara Goswami, a young priest in his 30s, who, after the death of his father, had left his law practice and taken over some of the temple management. The temple was run under a caste Goswami system, and thus for 500 years Vishwambhara's ancestors had handed down charge of the temple. Although Vishwambhara had met many sadhus, he was immediately struck by Abhay's gentle and humble demeanor. He accepted the copies of Back to Godhead and sat and talked with Abhay. Abhay then continued along Vrindavan's winding lanes to visit another temple, Radha Damodara. He passed old Babajis and women carrying water, a commercial shop beside an open porch where people worshipped a Shiva linga. Monkeys sitting atop a high concrete wall and ranging from roof to roof, ledge to ledge, chattered and gestured as Abhay walked beneath. As the morning progressed, barefoot children had begun to appear more frequently, playing within the open doorways. As he walked along chanting japa, his right hand in his bead bag, his lips moving softly, hardly anyone in Vrindavan knew him. But as an elderly, cultured Bengali gentleman, he did not seem an unusual sight. He was a religious Babu in a town devoted entirely to religion. So stop here for today's reading, and we see how Prabhupada's daily
Mata,
routine.
you can continue, Mata.
Okay, all right. Abhay would regularly visit Vrindavan's important temples and afterwards he would shop, returning to his room around 11 with vegetables for cooking. Using the kerosene burner and a three-tiered cooker, he would cook rice, potatoes, and sometimes sabji. He would also cook chapatis. He would take only one meal a day, at noon and in the evening a cup of milk. When he did not have time to cook, he would take the prasadam of the deity. After lunch, he would nap for 15 minutes and then write. He rarely received visitors but stayed alone writing. Just before sunset, he would again go out visiting temples. At Keshi Ghat, he would pass by sadhus sitting alone here and there facing the Yamuna. The river itself was little trafficked, sometimes a boat or two slowly moving on the river's placidity, sometimes a fish splashed in the water, or a bird winched along the river. Watchful Keshi Ghat was quiet and beautiful, especially after the sun had relented for the day. Sadhus would hail Abhay on sight with Vrindavan's common Jai Radhe, and Abhay would return his Hare Krishna. When in the evening he walked through town, he would find himself amidst the vibrations of one kirtana after another. In the temples of Krishna, Rama, Chaitanya, Narasimha, or Shiva, in ashram halls, in homes, even in amongst groups walking on the streets, there would be kirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He would often see Bengali widows gathered together in a hall. Thousands of them lived in ashramas in Vrindavan, staying together with few wants, wearing dull white saris, keeping their hair cut short, never leaving Vrindavan even for Mathura, wanting only to stay in Vrindavan, to die in Vrindavan, chanting Hare Krishna. A man would sit playing mridanga and leading a chant while a group of widows clapped their hands unevenly, responding in their childlike voices, the drum, the clamping, the singer's unpolished but urns made a sweet sound in the evening. As Abhay walked, no sooner would the sound of one kirtan fade than another would rise loudly before him, and then fade behind him as another rose to meet him. A temple bell ringing formidably, intermingling with the drums, cymbals, and chorus of another group, or a single person passing nearby singing his own Radhe Radhe. So we stopped here, and so beautifully the how the Vrindavan life was led at the time when Srila Prabhupada moved on to Vrindavan. Today's reading explains his daily routine in Vrindavan and how Srila Prabhupada has dedicated his entire time in writing the books and visiting all the temples of Vrindavan and understanding the Vrindavan's devotion, how people were leading their life. As we see that there was not a moment in Vrindavan that the Krishna's name was not taken. At every time and at every moment and every place, there was a vibration of Lord's name taken by the devotees residing in Vrindavan. And so we from this we also understand that how holy place is Vrindavan and how one should really take um, visit to Vrindavan and get the benefit of devotional service being rendered to Lord Sri Krishna over there and be pure and to become pure. So let's begin for chanting today.